right, 1410, subtracting, name of the game today. 1410. Page 458, 459. I don't know what all this red dot, green dot stuff is about, and don't really care either, to be honest with you. So I'm starting with number 1. We don't have counters. Your homework, again, I don't have counters, but 1 through 9, they say rewrite each as an addition expression, then add. And that's pretty much what we're going to do here. So I'm going to write out number 1 here. And what we have here is a negative 6 subtracting a negative 2. So a lot of negative or subtract symbols all over the place here. And now we're officially on camera. So now one more time, the 3 magic words and the opposite. As you move in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, this will continue to drive our action when we're working with integers and subtracting. We should always rewrite these things here, not just 5th grade, not just for today, but forever and ever going forward. The numbers are designed to be not ridiculously large or complex here, not the objective. As you can expect, especially 7th grade, they start jacking the difficulty up, adding and subtracting mixed numbers, decimals, takes more time. So greatest common factors and simplifying and all the rigmarole that goes into those type of things here. So what we want to do is convert any of our subtraction signs, and that's what all these problems has, subtract, everything is subtract, to addition problems. And how do I do that? Well, what I'm going to do here is first I got a negative 6. That part's not going to change. But now I've hit my subtraction symbol. Yes? Yes. And I'm going to turn it into an addition symbol. And how do I do that? How can I make this work here? Add the opposite. So whatever I'm subtracting, in this case, I am subtracting a negative 2, right? So if I say add the opposite, well, that's become a positive. What is the opposite of negative 2? Positive 2. Boom. This is the same problem here. Subtracting a negative 2 is the same thing as adding. My subtraction becomes adding, and then the opposite. The opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. At this point here, this problem should look very familiar to the ones we just checked. What's negative 6 plus positive 2?
Negative 8 or negative.
What?
Negative 8. It's negative 4. Negative 4.
Well, how do you know what it is? How do I solve this? You're right. How do I solve this? Two-step process. Signs are different.
You take away the integers,
Yeah.
and you just subtract the normal numbers.
So 6 minus 2 is 4.
Yep.
There's step 1. What's step 2?
Add the integer of the number that is overall bigger.
Right. So in that case, 6 was the bigger number. Whatever symbol 6 has comes with us to our final answer. The final answer is negative 4. When the signs are different, subtract the values, the absolute values, officially. 6 minus 2 is 4. Step 2. Carry the sign from the value that had the greater value. 6 had a bigger value than 2. Therefore, pull the sign from the one that had 6. And that is what negative 6 minus a negative 2 is. You'll realize you run into this situation from time to time. It's called a double negative situation. But double negatives turn into two positives. Because, again, we're adding the opposite here. adding the opposite. Number 2 says a positive 6 minus a negative 2. So on your own, see if you can rewrite this as an addition problem and then use your rules of addition to solve it. Positive 6 subtract negative 2. And then once you have it as your addition problem, pick the right rule. If the signs are the same, add the values, carry the signs. If the signs are different, subtract the values, carry the sign from the one that had the greater absolute value. So if I rewrite this as an addition problem, well, I got positive 6. My subtraction, I don't want that. I'm going to turn it to adding. What do I add? The opposite of negative 2, which is a positive 2. Ultimately, this one turns into 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 gives me a positive 8 for a final answer. Positive 8. Try number 3. Positive 6 minus a positive 2. Positive 6 subtract a positive 2.
Why is it always 6 and 2?
I'll create some other ones for you in a few minutes here. So this one is pretty much kindergarten level. The answer is 4, and that's great. But rewriting it as an addition problem. So still the positive 6. My subtract becomes an add. And what's the opposite of a positive 2? Negative 2. So now I can see that the signs are actually different. That one's a positive, that one's a negative. When the signs are different, subtract the values. Carry the sign from the greater absolute value. That one you should get a positive 4 for a final answer there. This is basically what it is here, but if we're using our rewriting our subtraction problems and addition problems, well, this is how it would work out here. And again, this is far preferred method over this method here. So when it gets trickier here. All right, number 4. Negative 6 subtract a positive 2.
Why was there just
So
negative?
rewrite it as an addition problem.
Why is there just 6s and 2s?
They're showing you all the different sequences that are in play here. All 4 of these are going to give us a different answer. But they're all 6s and 2s.
I know.
But all 4 of them give me a different outcome. Depending on where the negatives are. I mean, that's what they're trying to show you here. So this shows you all the different ways here.
But there's only 2 possible outcomes of it. Of overall number.
So negative 6, subtract becomes adding, and then add the opposite. The opposite of a positive 2 is a negative 2. And now I can see that, oh, looks like the signs are the same. So that means I should add the values together. 6 plus 2 is 8. Carry the sign. Negative 8 that time. So all 4 of these, again, they were similar. And you got number, you pointed it out to me, 6s and 2s. They're all very similar to each other. But notice how all 4 of them had a different answer. And that's because, again, number 2 and 4 ultimately turned into addition problems, where we're adding values where the signs are the same. Add the values, carry the sign. 1 and 3, when we rewrote them as addition problems, we realized one was negative, one was positive. What does that mean? Well, that means we have to subtract the values and carry the sign from the greater value. In both cases, the 6 was the greater value. Number 1, the 6 was negative. 6 minus 2 is 4. Carry the sign, negative 4. In number 3, same first step. 6 minus 2 is still 4. But this time, the 6 was a positive 4. So they all were slightly different to each other there. This is a great model and template right here, these 4 problems, showing you how this works here. But the whole key, and it's always going to be the key, and I will say this hundreds of times before you finished 8th grade to you, add the opposite. Add the opposite. Whenever you're dealing with integers, you always want to rewrite as addition problems so you can then figure out, are my signs the same or are my signs different? That's why we do it. And then you just bring it on home from there. What do you think? All right, I'm gonna just create some problems here. I'll do, again, you'll all get your moment here. I'm gonna create 4 problems. I may throw in some addition problems along the way. I consider any subtraction, any addition fair game. So it's just up to you to.
Okay.
So first 4 I will work through, and then I'll give you 8 more, 1 for each of you. So 12 problems. Ready? Positive 8 minus a negative 4. Number 2, negative 4 minus a positive 2. Number 3, negative 7 plus negative 3. Number 4, negative 5 minus positive 4.
What was number 2?
Negative 4 minus positive 2.
Are you gonna draw sticks?
I'm going to do these 4, and then I'll 8 more. 1 for each of you. 12 total.
Are you gonna make it your hat?
I'd say if ever missed a sick day. Hi.
All right. So I'll go through these 4 here. So number 1, positive 8 minus a negative 4. I see a subtract. I don't want that. So I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to turn my subtraction to an addition. And I'm going to add the opposite of negative 4, which is a positive 4. And ultimately, I see the signs are the same. So I add the values together, carry the sign, end up with positive 12.
Booyah.
Number 2, I see another subtraction sign. I don't want that. I want to turn that to an addition. I'm going to add the opposite of positive 2. The opposite of positive 2 is a negative 2. And once again, I see the signs are the same, so I'm going to add the values. 4 plus 2 is 6. Carry the sign, negative 6. Number 3, I see it already is an addition problem, therefore I don't want to do anything to it except apply the rules of addition. Looks like the signs are the same. 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry the sign, negative 10. Number 4, I see a subtract. I'm going to rewrite as an addition, and I probably should have had a few with some different signs.
Yes.
So I see the signs are yet again the same. 5 plus 4 is 9. Carry the sign, -9.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There they are. So all 4 of those were the exact same scenario. In the end, all 4 of these were solved via adding. Because all 4 of them, ultimately, the signs were the same. Okay? How'd we do with that?
100%.
Yeah, okay. All right. Your guys' turn to walk me through. Number 5, -7 minus a -2. Number 6, +8, subtract -3. Number 7, +4, subtract +5. Number 8, -9, subtract +4.
Mr. Muncher, I keep forgetting it's, like, if you see subtractions, then you have to add. I keep forgetting that.
First step is to rewrite the subtraction problems as addition problems, and you do that by adding the opposite.
Mr. Mulcher,
Yo.
you have to try and not say numbers that will end up the same more than once in a row.
Oh. Did that happen?
Yes.
I just made things up here. All right. Here we go. Number 5, Michaela. First up here. So first thing I want to do is rewrite this as an addition problem.
So,
Start with my -7.
yep, and then do an addition.
I don't want
sign.
subtract, I want addition.
Yep.
So
and
what's
then
the opposite of -2?
+2.
+2. Okay. So now I look at my 2 signs here. One's negative and one's positive.
How I look at it, I just look at the bigger number and then I add it, so that would be 8.
We're going to want to subtract them because the signs are
Right.
different. So what's 7
So-
minus 2?
7 minus 2, it's 5.
5. And then we need to carry the sign from the one that had the bigger value. Which of these was a bigger number, a 7 or a 2?
7.
And was the 7 the positive number or the negative number?
Negative.
Negative number. So that means that needs to come with me here.
Yep.
And what's my final answer?
5. Wait, no.
Not 5.
That would be it, wouldn't it?
Negative
Negative
5 is the answer. All right, -5 we come up.
That was easy.
There we go. Good work. Number 6. Help me rewrite it as an addition problem. Lauren.
So it's 8 and then plus and then it's 3, right?
Yep, because I had the opposite.
Which would be
Be what?
Which would be
11, right, positive 11. Signs are the same, add the values, carry the sign. Good. Number 7, as an addition problem, Roland.
So, 4 plus -5,
Right,
and then since they're both, or since they're different signs, it's 5 minus 4.
yep,
So, and that'd be 1,
yep.
and then it's just 1,
How do you know?
because 5 minus 4 is 1.
Yeah, that's the first step. Step 2 says to
Wait, like, change.
carry the sign
Oh, yeah.
from the
carry
value
sign.
that had the larger
So negative
number.
1? Yeah.
-1, right, because the 5 was the bigger number. So two-step process with that subtraction stuff. First, you do the subtract, get a nice positive number, but then step 2, is it a positive 1, is it a negative 1? And that's determined by pulling it from whatever the greater value was, in this case a -5. Number 8, Stella, rewrite.
So, -9 plus -4,
Yep.
and 9 plus 4 is 13, and then they both have the negative signs. It's -13.
-13. Which two had the same answer? You guys were telling me 2 of them had the same answer. Which 2 were they? None of those look like the same answer to
No,
me.
they have the same sign.
What?
Multiple of them have the same sign.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of hard. There's only 2 signs.
And
Well,
multiple-
there's only 2 outcomes that could possibly occur. The signs will be the same and those signs will be
I
different.
mean, like, and when both of the
No, no,
things inside the problem could be the same sign.
Well, they could be. That could be. Or they could be different. One of those 2 things will happen to you. I guarantee you. There's no other outcome. Either the signs will be the same or, wait for it, they'll be different. That's all I can tell you. Okay. How'd those go?
Excellent argument. Alex.
Generally, yeah, you guys working through them, we were pretty good about it there, so. I like how you're getting them written as your addition problems there. Again, that's really important to just help you, as you can see, do I need to add or subtract these numbers? You don't really know until you rewrite them in addition form. And only then do you go, oh, now I know what to do. Now I can see the signs are the same or different. Okay. Last 4. Number 9. Positive 6 plus -4. Number 10. -8 minus positive 6. Number 11. -3 subtract a -3. Number 12. -425 plus 618. A little more fun for number 12 for you.
Thank you. From 11 to 12.
A little more whimsy, as I did say. That was a huge.
I should have did mixed numbers. Oh, missed the opportunity.
Jiminy Crickets.
Oh, maybe you should do that for extra credit on the quiz.
The fractions.
Yay.
There we go. Last 4, 4, 6 left.
You're acting like you'd rather be in math class than in recess.
Yes, I do.
So bring it home.
You'd rather be in lunch than in class.
-3 minus -3.
You said plus for all of them.
Ooh.
I'm trying to.
Number 12? Oh, negative 425
And not
minus.
this, you mean plus?
Well, yeah, but it's the way you're supposed to do it. This is not if you say so, Lauren. I do say so, Roland.
Oh, I understand.
Now.
Hey, yeah.
What?
How does that I'm done.
Maybe all right. Looks like most are ready. Number 9. Help me out. Ella.
Positive 6 plus negative 4. You just change the negative 4 into a positive 4. Since it's already an addition problem, since the symbols are the same, 6 plus 4 is positive 10.
Well, signs are different.
Yeah, you have to
When the
change.
signs are different, this is already an addition problem,
Yeah, so you just change the negative.
so I don't want to change anything. That's only when I'm subtracting. If I convert a subtraction, I need to convert it to an addition. I do that by adding the opposite. But if it's in addition form, it's all ready to go for us because I want my rules of addition. And in this case here, the signs are different.
So it would be positive 2.
It would be positive too. That's right, because now I see the signs are different. Subtract the value. 6 minus 4 is 2. Carry the sign from the one with the greater value. Positive 2 it is. If it's in addition form, we don't fiddle with anything. Because we want it in addition form. We only fiddle around with the subtraction ones to get them to addition form. If it's already in addition form, we don't want to fiddle with it at all. We leave it just as it is here. All right, number 10, negative 8 minus a positive 6. Noah.
Negative. So it would turn into negative 8 plus negative 6.
Right.
And that would be negative 14.
That's correct. So in this case, again, yes, we want to always get rid of our subtraction symbol, turn it to an addition. How do I do that? By adding the opposite. The opposite of positive 6 is negative 6. The rule add the opposite only applies to subtraction problems because we want to get them into addition form. All right, number 11, George.
Negative 3 minus negative 3
Yep.
equals, I put 0. Yeah.
So how do I rewrite it as an addition problem?
Put the subtraction into addition.
So negative 3 plus,
Negative 3 equals negative 6.
when I turn my subtraction to an addition, what's the magic rule? And what's the opposite of negative 3?
Positive 3.
So I'm adding a positive 3.
Negative 3 minus positive 3.
So negative 3 plus positive 3 is what's going on here. Now what do I do?
Now that equals 0.
How do you know?
Because 3 is basically like 3 minus 3 equals 0.
Right, signs are different. One's positive, one's negative. When the signs are different, there's no greater value or lesser value in play here. So it's just 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 is neither positive nor negative. 0 is just 0.
I still got it right, just not as complex.
The first time, then you switch to negative 6 the second time, and you kind of moved around there. Right. So that's okay. That's why we practice. That's why we practice. That's why we practice. All right, number 12, Uriah.
Negative 425 plus positive 618. You change nothing, so
Right.
it equals 213.
So subtract 2, right? What's 8 minus 5?
8 minus 5. Eight minus 5 is 3.
Okay. 1 minus 2?
1.
No. That's 2 minus 1. Can't do 1
9.
minus 2. How'd you get that?
I took 1 from the 4.
1 from the 6.
Oh yeah, I took 1 from the 6, and then that.
So then 11 minus 2,
Is 9.
5 minus 4.
5 minus 4 is 1.
So I get 193. Positive or negative? 193.
Positive,
How do you know?
because 600 is bigger than 4.
Right, there was my bigger value right here. My bigger value was positive. That sign comes with me here. Positive 193, what we come up with in the end. Okay,
Here you go. I didn't even do anything.
yep, that's fine. Any questions?
No,
Okay,
wait till 40.
now we missed 40. Now what should I be waiting till?
32.
32.
minutes.
32 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe or Billy will eat you.
10
Oh,
more
you don't have to
seconds
do that
here.
anymore, Michaela.
8, 7, 6. There you go. 5, 4,